equations of lines. So we've talked about slope. We've talked about XY intercepts previous unit. We're going to start to put all this together so that we don't have to create a table of values. Up until this point, if I wanted you to graph something like this, you would have had to create an XY table of values and go through and da-da-da-da-da. Now, we'll be able to graph that right off the equation because everything you need is in that equation. All right? So the first thing we have to realize is, one, everything in this class is a linear line. What does linear mean? Straight line. How do you recognize if something is a straight line? Sorry? From the equation. Sorry. I should have said from the equation other than the, yes. If it's on the graph, you can just look at it. But, so if we have these 8 equations, sorry. I know 3x plus 1 is going to look like that. Negative 2x is going to look like that. This one is, oops, wrong way. You don't have to know why I know this. We're going to get to a point of what I want you to remember for this. Well, we're going to learn why for the linear stuff, but the non-linear is grade 11 and grade 12 math. So that looks like that. That looks like that. That one, you'll love this one. -2. That looks like that. That and that. There you go. All right. That's what all the graphs look like. Okay. You don't need to know how I know all those graphs. Okay. But if you go up through Math 12 and calculus, you'll learn why. So this is grade 10, right? Because those are linear lines. Even though I drew some pretty poor lines, as are these two. This is grade 10. This is called a quadratic, and this is grade 11. Basically, that's all of grade 11 is like quadratics. Okay. Quadratic equation, sorry. The graph is called a parabola, but we're not going to worry about that. Everything else on here is grade 12 or calculus. Okay. That's grade 12, that's grade 12, and that's grade 12 / that's more calculus. Okay. So what do you notice about all the linear lines compared to every other line on there? And if you look at the equation. They do have an exponent, but what is it? They all have exponents of 1. If your exponent is 1, if the highest exponent in the equation is 1, it's a linear line. If it's anything else, it's curved or nonlinear. Okay? Exponent of 2, we get a curve. Exponent of 3, we get a curve. Our variable is the exponent. That's called a exponential function. Grade 12, it's curved. Exponent is 1, exponent is 1. What's the exponent here? On this one. It's -1 because if you rewrite it, what does a negative exponent mean? You flip the fraction, right? Remember the very first unit that we did, exponents? It was only like 2.5 weeks ago, people. So the exponent here is -1. If it's not 1, it's curved, okay? If it's a fraction, it's curved. If you have x to the power of 1/2, you'll learn this in grade 11. That graph looks like this, okay? Anything that is not 1 is nonlinear, all right? So linear graphs have exponents equal to 1. Nonlinear, anything else in terms of exponents. Okay. So when you look at the equation of something, if the highest exponent is 1, you know it's a straight line. If it's anything else, it's nonlinear and not part of this course. Okay. All right. We okay with that? Going once, going twice. To the next page. Okay. So this is your friend, not me. This linear equation. This is the general, I shouldn't say general form. This is a specific form of the linear equation. It's called the slope y-intercept form, okay? And the reason it is called the slope y-intercept form is, what is the symbol for slope? Learned it yesterday. Little m, right? Is there a little m in here? Yes. Me too. Thank you to everybody. I just got brighter in here. So this equation has slope in it. It's telling you the slope. Now the only new bit of information is this b value, which is the y-intercept. Okay. What's the value of x at the y-intercept? 0. That's when x is 0. And that, if you plug 0 into here, you don't have to write this down, but this is y it equals the y-intercept. If I put x is equal to 0, I'll get y is equal to m times 0 plus b. Anything times 0 is 0, so it goes away, so you end up with y is equal to b. That's why b is the y-intercept. Okay? All you need to remember is b is the y-intercept, m is the slope. And then you can graph everything. Because if I give you this, I say y is equal to 2/3 x minus 1. It looks like a complex equation. The first thing you ask yourself, is it linear? Why? The exponent is 1. Okay. What is the slope? Where is it in this equation? Yes, it's the number in front of the x. Okay. So the number in front of the x is your slope, 2/3. What's my y-intercept? B. -1. You've got to take the sign with it. Okay. Plus b. The slope is -1. So all you do now, you can graph this equation because we did this a couple days ago. If I give you the slope and a point, we know a point, the y-intercept. Y-intercept is where it hits the y-axis, right? The y-axis is the vertical. So I go to the y-axis. There it is right there. That's my first point. I know the slope. Slope is what over what? Rise over run. So I know my rise is 2 and my run is 3. So from that point, I count up to 1, 2, and then my run is 3. 1, 2, 3. There's my second point. And you can draw the line just like they did. Because it's an equation, you can draw it forever in both directions, put arrows on the end, and you're done. Okay, does that make sense? The equation tells you everything. All right. Let's just do this one quickly. Y is equal to 2x plus 1. What's the slope? 2. Or 2 over 1 if you want to do rise over run. What's the y-intercept? 1. What about the next one right below it? Oh, -5 over 2. What's the y-intercept? -3. Always take the sign that is with it, okay, that's in front of it. All right. Are we okay so far? All right. What if somebody decides to write it like that? Does that look like that? except for that stupid 2 in front, right? You cannot have a number in front of the y except 1, right? So how do you get rid of the 2? Divide by 2. You divide everything by 2 or whatever that number is. So 2, 2, 2. So I end up with y is equal to I don't want the decimal. This is why we want fractions, right? From we're dealing with slope, because you can see the rise over run. So it's 5 over 2x plus, yes, 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then, what's my slope? M is equal to 5 over 2. What's the y-intercept? So if you look at the graph, 4, 5 over 2. Now, this is actually a good one to actually do, because 5 and 2 are positive, right? So you want to go up and to the right. What's the problem if I go up 5 units? I'm off the chart. But if you're clever about it, is that the same thing? So that means you can go down and to the left. So if you're there, you can go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 left, 1, 2. Sorry? M. Yep. Okay. So if you're going to go off the chart, just make both things negative, and then you go down and to the left. It's the same thing. Are we okay? Are we good? Everything has to be in the form y is equal to mx plus b. All right, here we go. I want slope, y-intercept. Slope, y-intercept. Slope, y-intercept. Go. People get those? I feel like everybody's going to get the first two, and then the last one. What do you have to do for the last one? Put it in lowest terms. And you have to divide the 6 off. Are we good? Who's saying hold on? I can't see. Of course it's sure. If you are done, please do 1 and 2. Give me 1 sec here. You don't have to plot more than 2 points because it's not going to deviate, right? So you could just draw the line. It's going to be a bad line. Okay. And that's correct. But if you want more points, all you do is go from this point and go up 2. Whoops. Up 2 over 1. See, I almost got the line correct. Up 2 over 1. You can just keep doing that all the way up or down, okay? And get a series of points so you can make a better line, all right? That's all you need to do. What you should usually do, though, is right beside it is go write the equation, 2x minus 5, okay? All right, one more and then we're done. Y is equal to 2/3 x minus 6. What's the y-intercept? B is equal to negative 6. What's the slope? 2 over 3. Okay, they want us to figure out the x-intercept. What's the value of y at the x-intercept? What's the value of y at the x-intercept? What's the value of y at the x-intercept? 0. Y is equal to 0. So I put 0 in for y. I said there would be algebra in this unit. There is algebra in this unit. This is what we did. How do I solve for x here? What do I have to do? Add 6 to the other side, or to both sides, I guess. So I get 6 is equal to 2 over 3x. How do I get rid of the 3? Oh my gosh. Yes, you can do it that way, but we're going to do the algebra, the fraction way, and then I'll show you the decimal way. How do I get rid of the 3? Multiply each side by 3. 3's cancel. I get, running out of room here. Go down here. 18 is equal to 2x. And then, how'd you get that? There you go. Divide by 2. So you get x is equal to 9. So now we have lots of information. Too much information? Okay. So we can mark the y-intercept, which we said was -6. We could mark the x-intercept, which we said was 9. And we know the slope. We could just connect those and be done with it. But we know the slope, so we're just going to check it just because we're those kind of people. Up 2 over 3. There's another point. And then we could go up 2 over 3. And then just to confirm, you can go up 2 over 3. Kadra. That is a way to check. Yeah. But you really only need, if you have the equation, you can just sketch it like that. Okay? Here's what you're doing. 3, 4, 10, 12. It is break in 2 minutes.